Dude, that video was great. That was awesome. So I just watched the virus baby video that Daniel posted on Discord. That was hysterical. So I wish I had seen that a little bit earlier, because I would have actually ported that through here, and then we would have actually kind of carried it on the live stream today. So what's up? Welcome to the Quarantine Corner. It is Tuesday. There's only about 27 people joining us right now. It's a little bit smaller than the usual crowd, but I also didn't do the forward promoting like I usually do. Mondays are always really big. I don't know what that's about. So if you can, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and go ahead and share the link to this video right now, depending on where you're watching, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch or even on Periscope. Make sure you reshare it so other people can join us here. Oh man, what a day! So for some strange reason, 2 of our cars have dead batteries. One of the batteries is just over a year old, and the other one is not that old at all. So I don't know what the heck happened. And the minivan only sat for like 4 days. It didn't sit for a long time. It sat for 4 days, and it's the battery said it's a year old. It's a 5-year battery, and dead. Even tried jump starting it today and it didn't work. So don't quite know what the deal is with that. Hey Paula, how are you? Yeah, so it's it's a bit of an interesting day. So got to take care of that when we get done with the radio show today. I did a couple of tests on the radio show today. They all seem to be working pretty well. So can everybody hear me good? Is everything okay? Hopefully everything is fine. Getting a few more people showing up here. All right, cool. Looks like my backdrop and everything is working good today. I think it was just that the green screen got moved around a little bit. Yeah, I heard about the Cuomo thing today, but I didn't get a chance to actually look at it because we're working on the cars. Let's see. Sounds like sabotage. Well, okay, the conspiracy theorist in me thinks that somebody in my neighborhood doesn't like me. They know who I am because of the motorcycle, and they've been messing with my stuff. So I'm probably just paranoid, but you never know. All right, so couple of things that we have to get to today, but first I wanted to start with some pretty big news. In fact, you know what? I'm going to try and add this over here as a media source for everybody, because, or a browser source. Hold on a second, because I just want you guys to check this out, because this is pretty darned exciting for me. Okay. And hopefully it'll be exciting for all of you, because boom, look at that. So yours truly has his own coffee, and that's really not working. That is not working at all. So I'm just going to get rid of that. That didn't do what I wanted it to do. Sorry, folks. I was going to just mess with something real quick. So anyway, my coffee finally launched. Okay? So I've got coffee now. If you go to toccoacoffee.com, that's TOCCOA coffee.com/Casey the Roast. You can go ahead and get the coffee. And so, yeah, exactly. Merch for the coffee and everything, man. We got the Casey's, we got coffee with Casey mugs, and now we've got the actual coffee. The link is in the description of this video on YouTube. So if you don't know how to spell Toccoa, takes a little while to get used to it. TOCCOA coffee.com/Casey the Roast, not host. You can go ahead and check out my coffee. This is actually months in the making, so it's pretty cool. You can actually get a coffee subscription for this thing, like you do with like Black Rifle or somebody else. And this is Casey's Burning Brew, and you'll be able to go ahead and get my first coffee. It's the first of many, so you can buy it as needed, or you can get the monthly subscription to it. We were testing this in the building. I kind of teased this a couple of times. We were testing this in the Federated Media building, and it is the preferred flavor over several different varieties of coffee in our building. So we were making two kinds of coffee at the same time, and this one kept winning. We adjusted it, we tweaked it. I kept doing tastings and things like that. Just tweaked it to make it the most mass appealing coffee, if you will. Because obviously you know that I like my super strong black coffees, but this is not that. This is a good medium roast that is easy to go down. It is phenomenal. Thank you to everybody posting those links. I appreciate that. Looks like it's Alex on both platforms. Thank you. And it's in the description, again, on the YouTube video. And it's really good coffee. When you were watching me do the live stream in the radio studio before all of this virus stuff happened, 90% of the time that you saw me drinking coffee, it was my own blend. But I couldn't really tell you what was going on because we didn't want anybody to know that we were testing out my blend of coffee in the building. And it ended up being the most popular flavor in the building for a couple of months. So we hit it. And now it is officially launched, and you can take a look at the logo and the bag. So the bag is a black bag with some flames in the background. It's got Casey's Burning Brew on there. Got my logo on the bottom. He kind of gives you a quick little synopsis of what happened. Jeff is an amazing guy, and it's really just a phenomenal company to work with. They make the coffee for Monterey Mexican Bar and Grill that you all rave about. And they make custom coffee for restaurants and businesses that you can have your own blend of coffee that nobody else has, okay? And it's just, they're a phenomenal company. They do amazing work. And so now you can actually get my coffee, ladies and gentlemen. And I personally worked on tweaking the flavors, like I said, the tastings and everything. It's a months-long process, but the monthly subscription is probably going to be your best option. I highly recommend you do the monthly subscription. That way it's always showing up at your door, and hopefully you don't run out. But if you want to just buy it as needed, you certainly can. The monthly subscriptions are also really helping the business right now over at Toccoa, because a lot of the stuff that they do for churches and things like that not happening right now because people aren't gathering. So those monthly subscriptions are really helpful for them. So if you can get a monthly subscription to my coffee, that would be awesome. Absolutely awesome. You can cancel at any time, obviously. But yeah, just I'm super stoked about this. I've been wanting to get my own whiskey and my own coffee for a long time. So I'm pretty stoked about this. All right. Warren says, forget about buying ammo. If you don't have it already, there isn't anything available to buy. Eesh, that sucks. Haven't had Player One coffee. Haven't had Player One. No, these are not pods. So if you need a pod, then I suggest you get a reusable pod for your Keurig, and then you can fill it with the coffee grounds for this. He's toyed with the idea of maybe doing pods and things like that, but he really doesn't like doing the pods. It messes the flavor up with the coffee and that sort of thing. So get a reusable for your Keurig, and then you can put the grounds in your reusable and make coffee that way. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Okay. Yes, I did use my coworkers as a focus group, 100%. So when we got the industrial coffee machine installed over at Federated Media, we were all pretty stoked. Do you remember when we had the coffee machine break down, and then I was bringing in like coffee machines left and right because I collect them? And so I've got these coffee machines all over the building. And then Toccoa Coffee came in, and they put in the real ground system, and so you have got multiple flavors that you can grind, and you can go ahead and make multiple big batches. And one of the coffees, we would change the name of it, but it was really just my coffee. One of the coffees, and then he brought in a different coffee, and you kind of see which one's, not sold, but which one was most consumed. And it was my blend that was most consumed for several months. So yeah, focus group in the building, 100%. Radio is a coffee culture without a doubt. So anyway, definitely pick that up. Again, link is in the description. Alex posted a couple of times. Go to toccoacoffee.com/CaseyTheRoast and pick up Casey's Burning Brew. Okay, so a couple of things I want to get out of the way here real quick. So I'm going to try something new. I haven't done this yet, ladies and gentlemen. Have not done this yet. I'm going to try and play you some audio of Joe Biden. It's actually going to be a video. You should hear the audio. If you don't hear it, please tell me, because it took me a while to get this to work. There was a problem with my streaming software, but I want to try and do this stuff more regularly as I do more videos, and there's going to be some live streams, some pre-recorded stuff, and I definitely need to be able to do all of this. So I want you to listen to Joe Biden. He's being asked about, hey, the president keeps telling us, that we need to make sure that the cure isn't worse than the virus. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you don't want the cure to be worse than the virus, right? So anyway, have a listen to what Joe Biden, who's running for president, the de facto nominee for the Democrats. Here's what Joe Biden had to say.
Would reassess the recommended period for keeping businesses shut and people at home. Are you at all concerned, as Trump said, that we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself?
We have to take care of the cure. That will make the problem worse no matter what. No matter what. We know what has to be done. We know you have to...
Huh? What? Now, did you all hear that? Okay, you all heard it. Okay, the man has no mind left, okay? I suppose it's sad because you're getting old, you're losing your mind and all of that. But what on earth did he just say? I'm totally perplexed. It was funny. I was watching this and people reacting to it earlier. And Tim Pool, and you should definitely check out Timcast here on YouTube. But Tim Pool's like, this guy does not, has no business being president. And yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't know what in the world that was, but that was not a coherent thought. That was not the reaction of somebody that you want to be the commander-in-chief. That's not the reaction of somebody you want to be president of the United States, and certainly not somebody you want leading the country in the middle of a somewhat crisis like we're dealing with right now. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen. I just absolutely. Alex is mad about the new Marvel heroes. I've been hearing a lot about that. I haven't looked at them because, frankly, the title of them were so stupid that I just I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole. I can tell you this, I don't know the name of the actor, but so there's a new show on HBO. It's called Avenue 5. It's a spaceship comedy. It's really funny. We just got done watching the first season of it. But one of the main actors in it, not Hugh Laurie, but one of the main actors in it, just unleashed this stupid tirade on the president the other day. And it's like, all right, cool. I won't be watching season 2 now. It's just shut up, people, for crying out loud. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Angry. Happy quarantine. I have 6 more days. 6 more days of all of this. I guess people are having issues with ammo shortages around there. Look, I tried telling you to buy your reloading supplies, but, some people don't listen to me. And, this is the thing about comic books, too, is that, comic books have traditionally, and they've really prided themselves about being at the forefront of societal change. And so they're really trying to push that now. But there's a big difference with what Marvel and DC and other comic book companies did in the past versus now. The stuff in the past in dealing with racism and actual discrimination and bigotry and pushing people away from that into a more accepting society, that was a noble cause. This is social justice warrior nonsense, and it's not a legitimate concern. There's no actual rights being violated or anything like that. So they're trying to force an issue that really doesn't jive with what the vast majority of people see out there. So anyway, I did not see James Woods' tweet about that, but I did want to kind of go over something because I thought that this was interesting. I've seen this. I didn't actually look it up or anything. My wife just kind of brought it up to me the other day, and it involves Sylvia Browne. And I'm sure that many of you have already heard of Sylvia Browne and what her predictions were. Now, she fancied herself as a psychic and things like that. She's had some predictions come true, some predictions not come true, just like most of those people. But what is interesting is that in 2008, she wrote that a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe around the year 2020. And she said that it's basically going to spread really fast, and it's going to hit us hard, and then it's going to go away really fast. It's going to disappear as fast as it shows up. And then 10 years later, it'll come back and then vanish forever. And it's kind of interesting because, well, that's kind of what happened. Now, Dean Koontz also kind of talked about a weapon which is much more deadly than the coronavirus is. But so people have mentioned Dean Koontz, but yeah, she, in 2008, she said in 2020, right around 2020. And remember, the Chinese think that this started in November, okay? We learned about it in December of 2019, so right around 2020, it is spreading throughout the world, and it's also flaming out pretty darn quick. Thought that was interesting. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that all goes. But then the President of the United States getting lied about again. And this is where the media is so irresponsible. I saw an article last night. I saved it, and I said, I'll read this later. This doesn't sound right. And it was, we took President Trump's cure, and now my husband is dead. That was the headline of this thing, and I'm like, okay. Well, Nigeria is having a problem with people taking the anti-malaria drugs, but they're taking too many, okay? So what's happening, you have doses, obviously, in your medication. And they give you your dose, and you're supposed to take your dose. Well, people are panicking about this, and they're taking too much, and they're getting sick and dying in Nigeria. So I thought maybe that's kind of what happened. And then, of course, today I look at it, I'm like, wait a minute, they didn't take the damn cure. They didn't do anything that the president was talking about with these anti-malaria drugs. That didn't happen. They drank fish tank cleaner, for crying out loud. That is a completely different thing. Just because it has a similar active ingredient, or the same active ingredient, it's a totally different formulation, for crying out loud. Multiple news outlets were ridiculed for suggesting that President Trump was to blame for the death of a man who consumed fish tank cleaner as a failed cure for the coronavirus. He has been touting a malaria drug, hydroxychloroquine, which, by the way, has been working all over the world, as a potential treatment for the COVID-19 virus, and he had noted that the drug is being reviewed by American authorities and considered for future use, but has said the decision will be left to doctors as to the benefits and the risks of taking the medication. The FDA is basically saying, we still won't approve this thing until we do trials, okay? Whereas some doctors are saying, well, if I've got nothing to lose with my patient, I'm going to give it to him, and hopefully it works. And then we're hearing, I actually covered several of them yesterday, including one of the actors from Lost, where the drug is absolutely working on people. Unfortunately, chloroquine phosphate is found in many cleaning products, including the chemicals used to clean fish tanks. One couple in Arizona consumed the products as a desperate attempt to prevent themselves from contracting the virus after hearing the president's remarks. Okay, first of all, it's not a vaccine against the virus. It's a treatment for the virus. So if you don't have the virus, it doesn't make any sense to take it anyway. And why on earth would you, just because it has the same active ingredient, consume fish tank cleaner? You dumb idiots. Now, okay, he's dead. She's obviously grieving, but she's lashing out at the president now, and people are blaming the president for this. I'm sorry, you win a Darwin Award. You don't get to criticize the president because you drank fish tank cleaner. The man died after being poisoned, and his wife was hospitalized, and so now the media around the world is attacking the president over this. Several outlets, however, failed to make prominent and clear that the couple drank cleaning products and attempted a self-cure without any guidance from doctors. Instead, they tied Trump to the man's death without the context of the situation. They ingested fish tank cleaner, not medication. That is Representative Paul Gosar. He had to respond to people because even Glenn Greenwald, for crying out loud, is sitting there. You know, people in the press need to really distinguish what happened here. But I was reading the headline last night as I was going to bed. We took President Trump's cure, and my husband is dead. What? So the press has been so irresponsible here, and you wonder why some of you can't get ammo now. Because, again, you're talking about, ammo and everything else. It's because people are panicking and freaking out because the media is not being honest here. Yesterday, I went over the science media and that horrible interview from John Cohen of Anthony Fauci in Science Magazine. It was one of the most politically biased and misleading interviews I think that I had ever read. But again, that's par for the course here because it's all about winning in November, and you got to demonize as much as possible. It's pretty disgusting. I finally had a conversation with my wife about this. She's pretty freaked out about all of this. And I finally had a conversation with her about kind of what was happening and told her some of the good things. I wanted to calm her down. These are all the good things that are happening. And And that led into the politics of what happened yesterday in Congress with the Democrats trying to ram through their agenda. Pelosi today is saying none of the items in my bill have anything to do with anything other than coronavirus. They're all COVID-19 proposals. They have nothing to do with changing policy and things like that. So she's lying through her teeth. But what do you expect from Pelosi? And it's, the fact that people out there are freaked out because the press won't tell them the truth of what is actually happening is just, it's staggering. But it goes to the long and rich history of irresponsible journalists in our country, without it, and not even just in our country, all over the world. Let's see. NDU shared that story to their Facebook page like an hour ago. NDU has a lot of problems. But yeah, that is wow. Stymie says he's been drinking aquarium cleaner, so he's good. Good to go. There you go. It's like a vaccine, folks. Sad thing is, comics and cartoons in the past have been a way to help escape for a moment in times of crisis. Yes, that's that's the thing. It's like there aren't that many good comedies now. And so when I saw Avenue 5, I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. I like Hugh Laurie. I'll give it a go. And it's a very funny show. It's a very good show, and it's got dark humor, which I of course appreciate. But now you got, one of the main actors in it out there just, going on tirades against Trump and his supporters, and I'm like, okay, why should I watch season 2? What possible reason do I have to watch season 2? So, people right now, more than ever, need an escape. Now, we need an escape all the time, but right now, since we're all locked up, we need an escape more than ever. And unfortunately, what is happening is entertainers are not taking that to heart and saying, hey, we need to help people cope now. Let's get their mind off of things. What they are now seeing is a captive audience. And so entertainers are going to go out there and do whatever they can to get their message out and just browbeat people. And it should be doing the exact opposite. Let's see. Well, I guess technically it was a cure, Mom. I suppose there is that. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, man, I loved 1,000 Ways to Die. Oh, wasn't that a great show? That was a fantastic show. All the Darwin Award recipients on there, man. That thing was just a fantastic show. Stores probably will sell out of aquarium cleaner. No kidding. By the way, Al, your holster is molded up. I've just got to shape it and finish the edges, okay? I'm doing that with a couple of these blackjacks from a previous order at the same time. Crowder's taking down the paywall. That's good for him. Good for him. I mean, people shouldn't have to do that, but it's nice that they are. And if you're taking an opportunity to provide content to people and use it as a free trial, people may like it so much that they choose to subscribe, I really like, even though he's not not smart is not the right way of saying it, because he is smart. But I really like Gavin McInnes, and I used to listen to Get Off My Lawn. I love the podcast, and of course, all of that happened when he was let go by the Blaze and all of that stuff with the merger that happened with Levin. And he went on his own, and he started FreeSpeech.tv, got screwed out of that name. I don't know the whole story behind that. Now it's Censored.tv, and he does the Once a Week podcast. So I listen to the Once a Week podcast. I'm just not ready to pay for content that I don't have time to consume yet. But I have no doubt that his content is worthy of paying for it. And he's just very entertaining. He and Ryan Rivera are very entertaining, and I enjoy them. Milo's good in small doses for me. But, it's just it's frustrating because they're not well read on current events sometimes. It drives me nuts. They shoot from the hip a lot. And I just am not a hip shooter guy. You call it a character flaw, I guess. I don't know. But Gavin is fantastic. Fantastic. And, yeah, I just can't get into the ELAD thing. And I know that you share it, Alex. I've tried a couple of times. I'm just not a fan. And I did see one of the recent ones that you posted where ELAD had had kind of attacked Gavin a little bit for their interview. And so, I mean, I don't know what all of that's about. The Groyper thing, I'm still not, I don't even pay attention to it. And here's the reason why. It's not that I think that they're irrelevant or anything. It's just that every election cycle you get a mass of new people that just shoot out there. They do a really good job of marketing themselves. They take off for some reason, okay? And they become internet famous. And then some of them are internet famous, and then they become real famous, and then, kind of merges. But 98% of them will go away after the election is over. They just vanish. They just disappear. And I kind of think that the Groyper thing might be that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't get a sense of longevity there with their leader, whatever the heck his name is. So, thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. Wings was a fantastic show. Fantastic show. Yeah, I don't have anything against Elad. I don't know. I'm not my thing. I don't have a lot of time, so when I do pick something to consume, it has to give me something that I don't get anywhere else. And so it's not a knock against anybody, because there's a lot of people that I just won't listen to that do really good programs, and I'm sure that he's one of them. It's just one of those things where I like to have not this same thing. What the hell was that? Kid just dropped something on top of me. It just has to be unique and something that I can digest that I don't hear anywhere else, or stylistically is different, and that's all, But let's see. Groyper's not going away, in your opinion? Half of Reddit and 4chan? Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe. Very well. And maybe the movement won't go away, but he will. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I didn't expect Cernovich to stick around, and he has. By the way, Cernovich's new documentary is pretty good, which is, what is it, Hoaxed? It's on fake news and things like that. Pretty good documentary. They are completely wrong about Iraq and weapons of mass destruction in that movie. But the other content of it about fake news and the culture and media, very, very solid. Well done documentary. I highly recommend it. Rented it on Amazon Prime. I think it was like $4 or $5. But it was very good. Hoaxed is what it was called. The Simpsons predicted a lot with the president and other things. So, yeah. Jocko's great. Jocko is fantastic. I do like Jocko. I don't get to listen to him all that much. We should probably do that one day, is probably do one of the live streams where we just kind of tell everybody what podcasts and shows that we really like. For example, I love Crowder. Absolutely love Crowder. Never get to watch his stuff. I just never get to. I just don't have time. So typically when I'm consuming my podcasts and stuff, it's on the way to work or on the way from work. I don't really have time when I'm stationary to be able to listen to that stuff. So I'm very picky about what I listen to. All right. Yeah, you have to leave so you can listen to me. I know, I got to get out of here. I'm running late. So I got to connect to the station and everything else. But, yeah, I like, oh, God. What's his name? Who does the on the street interviews? Fleckus. Love Fleckus. Never get to watch him, but he's fantastic. That's the thing. It's, there's so many people who do good things now, and we've never had a talent pool like we have had before. And right now, it's honestly, it's finding enough time for content. And one of the reasons that I listen to like Jericho and Stone Cold Steve Austin is because it gives me a reprieve from it. So that's a totally different show that I can listen to, you know what I mean? So I think those are interesting. But yeah, Jocko's fantastic. And like, I like Walsh. Walsh is really good. I just can't listen to him for long periods of time. Very intelligent, good content. I just, it's just one of those things where I have to get something pretty unique for me to to be a regular listener, just because my time right now is at a premium. All right. Anything real quick before I bounce on out of here, because I have to go on the radio in about 15 minutes. Yeah, he does have long podcasts. Yep, there is that. I think that would be pretty good, though. At some point, maybe this week, maybe we'll do it like on a Friday or something. We'd all pop on and have like a list of shows that we recommend to other people. Do I still have symptoms? Today, so when I wake up in the morning, I've got to cough a bunch of mucus out. But it's lighter in color than it has been. Today, my nose is running more than it has been. I still don't have a fever, okay, so I'm still good there. So I think I'm on the mend. It's not as intense. Typically, when I get my chest cold, what ends up happening is I get less harsh, but more consistent symptoms, especially with like runny nose and things like that. So I'm probably on the mend. I'll probably be good here in a couple of days, but I still have a little bit, yeah. ASDefense.com is still going. We're still shipping orders. We're still doing all of that. Now, some things in the supply chain get slowed down just a little bit because of everything that's happening. But, yeah, and I'm going to have a couple of new products and things like that I'll throw up this week as well. In fact, I have Keep America Great caps for people. Zeducation is what? Never heard of that one. Zeducation. See, we all have probably shows that nobody's ever heard of. So, if we could share that with everybody, then that'd be great. Help some people out. Bursa model 38. Yeah, I think I got the 38. Maybe I have a 9. I don't remember. Is Bursa coming a 9? I've got a Bursa mold out there. Things have been a little slow on the Kydex front lately just because I haven't been able to go out in the garage. All right. If you're not a member of Discord, definitely hop on to the Discord server, and there is a Kydex section, an Ask Me Anything section, a knife section, a 3D printing section, all of that. So feel free to ask me any questions about that stuff. But and I don't list a ton of holsters on the website. So if you need a holster, let me know, and I'll be able to go ahead. I don't keep a lot of them in stock, so I kind of do them as they come in. But I've got to get better at putting that system up there. But if you need something, yeah, totally let me know. All right, folks, I am going to have to bounce out. I still need something to put behind the wind deflector on the bike. Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot we talked about that, didn't we? All right, I have to get going, ladies and gentlemen, because I am running a little bit late. It is 2:49. I got to make sure that I can connect to the radio station. We did a test earlier. It worked just fine, but I want to make sure I do that, get the kid off of the internet because we're having some connection issues because of that. And there we go. All right, so make sure you like, subscribe, share with anybody that you think would be interested in all of this. Make sure you tune into the radio show at 3 o'clock on 95.3 MNC or any of the streaming services or the mobile app, however you listen to it. If you're a member of Discord, Daniel has been kind enough to hook up a live stream so you can listen to the radio station on the Discord server while chatting with me on the live chat channel. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll chat at you tomorrow right around 2 o'clock on Casey's Quarantine Corner. Don't forget to go and get my new coffee. Again, it is tocoacoffee.com, TOCCOA coffee.com/Casey the Roast. Not host, roast. The link is in the description on this YouTube video, and Alex has posted a couple of times today. And pick up Casey's brand new Burning Brew, and you can sign up for a subscription for that as well. All right, I got to bounce. You all have a wonderful day. And